Hello, 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 my darling. How are you?
Wow. No, great, thank you. How are you? So glad you asked. No, how
It's been
much time do
ages.
you? What's that?
It's been ages, hasn't it? I'll catch
Yes,
up.
it has been ages.
Or as apparently I typed a cath up into. That's what I've been writing. Spelling mistake. Apologies to everyone. We're having a catch up, not a cath up. Okay.
Listen, Heinz 57 and all that for entertainment purposes only.
I'm so pleased to be finally with you.
Aw,
It's been
I
ages.
mean, that's just the sweetest thing.
We're
Let's
like
just stop
ships.
there.
Yeah. We're like ships. Oh, look.
Yeah. You
We're
just
like ships.
compliment me all afternoon. That'll be
I
lovely.
will do. I will do. What a lovely pink outfit you have on there, my
Thank you, my
lovely.
friend.
No, I mean we keep missing each other, don't we? We're like that.
Yes, we do.
We've been supposed to be on lives and things, and then anyway, we're here now.
We are here now, and
Um,
and I owe you an apology because I have a new puppy, and she has sort of flipped the schedule upside down and then some, and so I'm not always able to, do like daytime stuff, which is difficult. It's hard to read and concentrate when, well, the last time that I was here with you, the dog was behind me and had just woken up and then started to eat my desk when
yes, I remember
that
Yeah.
it makes it challenging to read like that when the dog is eating your cards in your desk. So, anywho,
Well, the doggy's being looked after at the moment.
yes, my husband is home and she is out in the living room. She is just, as I was telling Richie backstage, she went outside for her, potty break and ran up the side of the house where she's not supposed to go and got covered in burrs. So I had to spend the next 40 minutes combing that out of her. Which so now she hates mommy. She'll get over it.
Like I said, it's quite mindful picking bits, isn't it? Like that. It's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we say
I wanted to get grounded, but that's not the way I wanted to do it.
By
By pulling burrs out of the dog.
Breathing, not detangling animals. No. Let's say hello to a few of our lovely people here. Let's say hello, Redwing. Hello to you. I'm going to say good evening, but of course it could be good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are here. Maruta is here. Hello, my lovely. Good to see you here. Hello, Sue. Lovely to see you here. I hope you're well.
Nice to meet you, Sue.
Sue's one of the Glastonbury Candle ambassadors.
Ooh, love it.
South Africa.
Beautiful.
Lovely. I think I've got that right. Yes. Okay. Pia is here. So, Pia, hello to you. And hello. Anyone else joining us? Kathy is here. Hello, Kathy. Hello, you lovely lot. So it's lovely to see you here. Hershey is here, the shadow reader.
Hello, Hershey.
Good to see you here. Jackie Crystal Moon. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hello, Jackie.
I think, and if anybody's just watching, not commenting, it's good to see you here. Anne is here. Hello, Anne.
Hello, Anne.
And I have the pouch, Anne.
Beautiful.
This is one of Anne's lovely handmade pouches.
Oh, I love it.
She sent that to me as a thank you for
gorgeous.
So thank you very much.
And so you put your cards in that?
I'm keeping
crystals
these
or whatever.
Yeah, I'm keeping them fit in just lovely. And I do have another pouch that Anne sent me for my Lenormand deck, which is over there.
Right.
It's lovely. So thank you very much. Have I missed it? Oh, hello. Here's Gerald. He's popping in, saying howdy. Get back to your quilting. Your sewing machine will be getting cold. You need to get
put your pedal to the metal and
put your pedal to the metal. It's good to see you here. I think I've got Nancy's here. Hello to you, Nancy, my lovely. Anyone else that is popping in, as anyone else that's watching or watching on playback, you're very welcome. I'll try and catch other people as they come in. So we're going to be catching up with one another, aren't we? But we're also going to be doing some readings, aren't we? For those people.
Absolutely.
So I think what we need to do is we kind of have a bit of a two-way thing with this one, Kelly. I'm going to Anyone can have a reading. It's free. We're happy to do it. Oh, I better put the blurb up in a minute, but we'll do that in a second. However, if you would like a reading, just type me or yes in capital letters. But we would also like you to ask us a question. It could be anything, can't it, Kelly? Happy to answer anything that interests you. You want to ask us our opinion or what we think of something. So that's how we're going to do it. That's your payment for our reading. Ask us a question and we'll do our best to answer it and then do a reading for you.
Absolutely.
Make things a bit more interesting, won't it?
Let's just throw caution to the wind and change it up.
So there we go. Pia's already said me. Pia, you need to ask us a question. Think about a question. We'll do a read. We'll do the answer the question. Perhaps we'll answer the question after the reading, but that's what we're going to do tonight. I will star people. I have to do the blurby bit, don't I? Because we have to do this. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. We will not be reading for health, financial, or legal matters. Seek professional advice about these matters. And please put me in capital letters and only once. People may be selected at random in a random order. So there we go. We've done our bit officially now. Okay. So that's the thing. So
that's very professional.
Isn't it?
It is very professional.
I'm making it up as I go along there. So there we go there. Yeah. Anne says, yeah, just back to sewing. Your work's beautiful. It absolutely is, Joe. If you've not seen Gerald's stuff on the on Facebook, it's amazing. There we go. Hi, everyone. Popping in. Can't talk Christ.
Sorry.
Type.
Paper Moon says, but I can't afford professional advice.
yeah, can't afford it. Okay, so Pia would like to just wondering what my future. How we're going to do that in a minute. I've got you started. If anyone else would like a question, ask us a question, and we'll do you a reading for free, won't we, Kelly?
Absolutely.
Great. I'm just going to ask.
Seems like a fair, like when you would go to like an old country fair kind of thing that you would like barter for.
Yes.
I want this, but you got to give me that in return. And like, let's, it's very Six of Pentacles of us, right?
Oh, nicely put, my friend.
Anyway.
So yes, it's that. Oh, loving it. Yeah. Sue says hi to both of us. I see. Oh, just wondering what the future holds. Okay, I'll star that one for you, Pia. We'll do that one in a minute. Maruta asked, "How was my birthday evening?" It was lovely, thank you. Spending time with my family. It's been a bit of an extended kind of birthday. I'm still meeting up with people that next week about it, so it's an extended birthday. It's been lovely. Thank you.
I say, enjoy the bejeebers out of your birthday, because why the heck not?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, because I know you're an avid watcher of my channel, Kelly.
Yes, I am.
You'll notice that my beard got quite long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today I thought, let's return to my youthful appearance. Right? So I've just done a bit of a
bit of a shave, yeah.
And I think I look much younger. So
you do.
Of course, you have to say that, but there we go. So
I don't have to say it, but you do.
Thank you.
And may I also say, and I'm sure that you've heard this before, blue is your color.
Yes. It matches my eyes, doesn't it?
Well, there's something about the contrast between the color of the beard and the eyes and the shirt. It's just kind of like, boom. Beautiful.
Do you know what? I'm always happy when I wear blue. In fact, even that I didn't choose this, but the blue of our titles or our names up here.
I love it.
Blue is my favorite color. It always has been, always will be.
I like red and purple. Those are my favorite colors, like to wear.
I can't wear red. I feel like a tomato in it.
And what's wrong with feeling like a tomato?
Well, it just makes me angry, and it's not my. I used to have to wear this really nasty red Airtex T-shirt for work, and it was just not. It was no one looked good in this red color.
Well, I have to say there are particular shades of red that are not really, everyone's vibe, and like red on a wall, for example, they say don't put it in certain parts of your house because it can induce hunger or anger,
Mm.
and no one wants those two things mixed together, right? Because you get the
Exactly.
whole
I don't
hungry
even
vibe.
find it a passionate color.
Yeah.
Nothing. Red actually.
I
The
thi-
only thing
you know
I
what?
pay attention to is traffic lights.
I have my color cards here today, friends. So I can tell you. So
I
this
like that
color right
blue
here,
though. I like that blue you've got.
this red, like the scarlet red, is sort of like freeing yourself from pain, according to these color cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go like a more ruby color, you can rejuvenate your body.
Right.
Interesting. All right.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. And Maruta is saying, I like that style, honey. Thank you. I wear it well. Okay, I'm just going to check to see who we've got starred at the moment in case I've missed anyone. Pia, Maruta, and Hershey, and Jackie, I've got readings for. We'll get on with those
Beautiful.
in a little while. If there's anyone else would like to go for reading, put me. But of course, do ask us a question because we want to have conversations with everyone, don't we? And it can be about anything.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with you, my lovely. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Sharon's here. Hello, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
You've recently been doing up your house, haven't you?
Yes, we moved here in the end of summer in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was difficult to get any work done because it was the end of the summer. And so it was a complete fixer-upper. When I say a complete fixer-upper, I don't mean it was a complete gut job. But there were walls taken down and walls erected, new rooms, sort of like the old kitchen is now the new bathroom, and other things. There was a hair salon which is now my kitchen. And when I say a hair salon, I'm not talking about just, it used to be. I'm saying when we walked in, when we moved into the house, there were the chairs, the hair drying things, the wet sink, all the curling irons. The lady had health issues and literally just walked away one day.
Ooh.
So all of that was here. None of it was salvageable, FYI. But because that would have been like great, but it was a lot. And we wondered if we could get the smell. How hair salons have a smell about them with all the chemicals.
Yeah.
We wondered if we could get that.
Since I've been to a hair salon,
Yeah,
I have to be honest. Yeah, but yeah.
We wondered if we could get the smell out. But it lovely. No, seriously. It was like every time my husband walked in, he was like, oh. Like just thinking of cooking food in a room that had all that
hair.
You got to get past. But, new drywall, new floor, new paint. Right? Yeah. It's now my kitchen.
But you've left part of your floor, haven't you? You're saying
upstairs so this is a house was built in 1930, and it's just a very tiny little house, and then it has like 3 or 4 additions that were added onto it over the course of time. And so in the original house, there are 2 bedrooms upstairs,
right?
Which is using the term very loosely, friends. One is actually a bedroom. The other one is kind of like an open space. And the bedroom upstairs is kind of like the guest room. And we've painted it and redone it. But the floor, like the carpet that was when we moved in, is still on the floor. That is yet to be done. But other than that, everything is different.
So here's the question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Have you picked up any energies / psychic / ghost / anything in your house at all?
No,
not even from the old floor or anything.
No, very peaceful, very calm, very. She's got like a warm vibe to it. Like it feels totally like home.
How many houses did you look at before you bought this one?
We put an offer in on another house and it was accepted. We were selling our home and our home had an offer against it. And then the people pulled out. So we had to give up our offer on that other house. It just seemed like a safer thing to do. And someone came in and bought it. So we had like no time to find a home. And I think maybe in total we looked at like maybe just 10.
So, did you go into any of those houses that you viewed at, and you went no straight away because of the energies?
Yes.
Go on, tell us all. Tell us all. Do tell.
There was a house that when we first moved from the city to here, which was about 9 years ago, we went into a house where I physically felt ill. And our real estate agent actually ran outside the house because she physically, like, that's how affected she was.
Wow.
I've never had a reaction like that before or since. You know, double touch wood. That was overwhelming, and it hit me like I walked into a wall, like just boom. I've walked into houses. I have a really sensitive sense of smell, and I don't know if this is the same thing or not, but I've walked into houses where I can, like I can't smell anything to identify it, but it puts me off so much that my whole body feels like because I feel stuff, right? I feel totally overwhelmed by it. And that goes for just going to people's houses, like to visit or whatever.
Oh, really? So you can walk into someone who's do you have to kind of sit? So say you went to visit somebody or you were in a place for, I don't know, a little time, hour and a half or something like that, and you had this feeling, would you still have to sit there, or would you make an excuse to perhaps go to another room? Or...
It would depend on how intense the feeling was.
Mm-hmm. And what would you do afterwards to kind of cleanse yourself?
Normally I would, because it happens even sometimes in my own house, you know, scaly energy, right? Or if I have a particular intense reading. I seen someone ask that question in the chat. If I have a particular intense like reading that I'm doing, it feels like the walls are closing in. And so I'll dart out. I don't care if it's minus 37. I will be outside in my parka in my big boots. Like I need outside. I need fresh air. And that sort of does it for me. You know, just get quiet within that.
Yeah. Is that the question we're looking at? Nancy's question. What's the most disturbing tarot reading you've ever received? Self-reading or other? Can you think of anything there for that, Kelly?
Yeah. It's a funny story. So, well, I think it's funny. So I do a daily reading that is recorded every day. And in that recorded reading, I start at the beginning by saying, you know, this is the daily reading, and the daily reading is meant to put a little spring in our step, some food for thought, some gentle guidance, something to help us as we navigate throughout our day. It's a general message, so it may not resonate with everyone. If it does, claim it. If it does not, leave it behind. That's what I say. Now, I don't read for myself because I know I'm biased. I can't really get myself out of my own way, right? I come here to the cards just like the people in the chat come to ask the question, and I'm like, nope, don't like that answer, doesn't apply, and I walk away. So this one particular day, I'm standing in the kitchen, and for whatever reason, had this overwhelming feeling I should do a reading for myself. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I know not to argue, right? I listen.
Yeah.
So I come to the back, and I toss my cards out. And the first card I get is the Tower card. And then I get the Devil card. And I'm like, ooh. Well, right away, I was like, that's it. I can't, because I'm focused on those two, right? I'm like, okay, come on. Get another deck out, shuffle, Tower, Ten of Swords. I'm like, oh. Get another deck out, or a card again. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm not going to let this affect me or consume me. As I say every day, if it resonates, claim it. If it does not, it doesn't resonate. I'm leaving it behind. And I walked away. And I was like, there. And you know what? I was okay with it.
Yeah. That's
the magic in that story, is that I didn't let it affect me.
That's the secret, isn't it? Yeah. You can let, and anything that you look at in your day, so that was your daily spread, anything that goes wrong, you're going, well, is that the Tower moat? Is that, you know?
Yeah. Which coming for me specifically, because I have anxiety panic disorder, the fact that I was able to leave it and walk away from it and not let it do that to me, I was like, girlfriend. I mean, it was almost as if spirit tested me, which is why I had the thought in the first place to do it, to prove to me that I am making progress. Which, I mean, that makes me tear up. That's beautiful.
It is. It's when you particularly get those kind of repetitive cards, as you say, those ones where you just go, no, I'm going to try something else, and you keep getting that same message or that same energy of feeling that comes out of it all. That for me is real. What you're doing is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Start listening to yourself a little. We're all self-critical, aren't we?
Yeah. I love that. Paper Moon Tarot said maybe the ability to walk away was your tower moment. Absolutely. That was.
Mm.
Yeah. I love that. Great insight.
Regina is here. Hello, my lovely. And Ren is here too. And hello, anyone else that's popped in.
Sorry, what's Paper Moon Tarot's first name? Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. That was I really like the insight you had on that.
About mine. Mine's a bit more dramatic than that. Last year when I had all my health problems, I went because I thought I had appendicitis to the hospital.
Oh, yikes.
And I pulled, I think it was the Ten of Swords. And I was a bit like, something's not quite right today. And anyway, I went to the hospital with suspected appendicitis. And after 5-6 hours of awful testing, I got told it wasn't appendicitis. We've discovered something in your lung. And that was like, yeah, that's a Ten of Swords moment. When unfortunately we know, touch wood, everything else has been fine, and we've had the tests and everything's come back, everything's come back fine. So, but that was just an absolute terrifying, and also, a kind of that's a new phase. Something is definitely finishing, and I don't even know what's starting. That was the next thing. With the death card, you normally get, okay, that's done, that's final.
Yeah.
Next phase. Ten of Swords. I find I can't be very positive about the Ten of Swords in any way, shape, or form.
I sometimes wonder, and I'm just being honest when I say this, I don't know how I know that the Ten of Swords to you, it like based on the question that you've asked me in your reading, how the Ten of Swords means one thing for you and how the Ten of Swords in my reading means something totally different. I don't know how I know that. I just do. And so I try very hard, and I don't know if this is correct or right, and I'm not really telling anyone that they should do this. This is just how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know the meanings of the cards.
Yeah.
But I try not to just focus solely on the meaning. I have to be open to interpret the meanings of the cards based on the cards that are surrounding it, and also the question that was asked, because it could be totally different from one person to the next or one situation to the next. I
totally agree. I'm the exact same. I learned all the stock meanings verbatim for years and would just churn them out whenever the cards came, and then I just think, no, this isn't right. And now I can take the Ten of Swords, and I can read in whichever context and whatever it's for, and I can read it in 20 different ways, depending on who's.
Yeah, like for example, if the Ten of Swords, and also the position of the card. So if the Ten of Swords comes out first, and you're just doing like 3 or 4 cards, right? And so you're going like, that's in the past. So you're coming out of that. You've come from that, right? You're going somewhere else. So that is the end of a really horrible cycle and the beginning of something beautiful, hopefully, right? Based on the cards that are behind it.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't normally be always doom it. I try not to read in a in a negative
way, 100%.
You know what I mean? If I pull a card, I would normally try and put a positive spin on it, because I don't think most people that want to reading generally, they want to hear something that's helpful, not
agreed. I try not to ever approach a reading coming from a place of lack, like assuming that you're you're lacking something, so like you need to work on your balance. That kind of I try not to do that.
I'm just looking at the lovely. Everyone's got different meanings for the Ten of Swords. Betrayal, mental journey. It's
Yeah.
the end of a mental journey, so maybe you can move beyond the stress or concern about your health. Yeah. I get 2 songs, The Anyway's up, and things can only get better. That's a lovely positive spin on it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
That's how they read the Ten of Swords. Great minds, yeah. And yeah, I know you have a great mind. But at the same time, that day that happened, when I pulled that Ten of Swords, I knew that this was not one of them days. It's not, that just wasn't going. And this was, hours before anything came out that freaked me out or worried me. It was just,
I think that you knew, and that's probably why you pulled the card in the first place.
Possibly. Absolutely.
And then when you confirm your knowing with the card, hi Quincy.
Yeah.
This is my baby right here. You're going to see a tail any minute
now.
now.
That down so you can. Oh, there's Quincy.
Hello, everybody.
But what I try not to do is now go, Ten of Swords. Oh, yes, that's you'll be, doom and gloom. I still try and keep that.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, put Anne's comment back up. Ten of Swords, Sun, Gemini, conclusion, but solar influence brings light after the darkness. And that's very true. You have got that sunrise, haven't you, coming up in the background? Yeah. Jackie says, love that. Yeah. Well, that was good.
That was good. Even Quincy thinks it was good.
If anyone else has got any questions, we'll happily answer anything, really, won't we? It
Absolutely.
doesn't have to be serious.
Doesn't even have to be tarot related.
Doesn't.
No.
Our lives are open books, aren't we? Should we do a reading?
Let's do it.
Let's do one. Let's go with Pia. Pia would like to know, what does the near future hold? So we're going to go with Pia there. I'm just going to clear out. But thank you, Nancy, for that question. That was a really good one. Maruta just asked me any root chakra issues. Oh, quite probably. I've only just started to think about chakras. I have to be honest. It's never something that I've thought about, dealt with before. I just know my throat chakra completely enough to leave blocked, and I need to do something about that. But at the moment, I'm working on my third eye, so
I can do a chakra reading for you when we're done. We're hoping that the cat doesn't sit on any of the equipment. He doesn't like it when I shuffle the cards, so now he starts getting squirmy. He seems to be like my lovely assistant lately. Like, he wants to sit here with me while I read, which is fine. I love it.
Ours are both cluttered off some. Oh no, that's having a stroppy sitting on the top of his. Normally he's around me trying to jump and take part, and he's not. He's in a bit of a bad mood, I think. So.
Yeah. A cat has an attitude. Imagine that. It's like the craziest thing ever, isn't it?
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Wow.
How many days have we had the new moon? Do we know? It's a couple of days now, isn't it?
Oh my God, I totally did Friday.
A week ago.
Last Friday.
Where has this year gone? Do you think?
I know, right? Soon as it comes close to my birthday, which it's a lot. This cat does not get along with the puppy at all. Charlotte tolerates the puppy, and Austin is trying to, work with the puppy. This cat, Quincy, just hisses and swats at the puppy. Like the dog will come down the hallway, and if Quincy is like anywhere near her, she will like literally stop in her tracks and just start to cry. Like, come and get me. The cat's there. So I like to say they're a work in progress.
Okay. How are we doing?
Got it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm doing tarot reader noises. I'm sorry. I'll stop doing that.
It's okay. I think this is a lovely reading. I'm just pulling one. I'm just pulling one last card left.
You can do it from here if you'd like to.
I'm pulling one last card here.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yes, thank you, Marina. Yeah. It was last Friday, right? Or last Saturday?
It was. Yeah, I've lost track of it all.
I know. Like, I don't even know what my name is at this point. Although I can see it on the screen, so that's helpful. That's it.
Oh, Sue says, yeah, it's Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. And Anne asked how's the cat with the new puppy? Did we answer that one? I think you did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's 8 to 9 days. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want me to go?
You go first, yeah.
Okay, Pia, we start with the Fool card. So, new beginnings, new adventures. We have the Page of Swords following that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if you are... I get the feeling like you're either trying to make a decision about something, like get it up and running, trying to sort of bring something to fruition, or you're in sort of like the planning stage where you're doing some research. I think you've got an idea about something that you want to do, but I'm not sure that you know exactly how to sort of hit the go button, if you will. Following that, I've got the Ace of Swords. So as like your outcome, right? So you got some ideas, some things happening. We've got the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, so a little bit of confusion as to how you want to sort of implement this idea, how you want this idea to sort of play out. I pulled an Oracle card and I've got the Starry Night, which is acceptance. I want to say, go with your gut. Now, this is interesting, I think. This is from my Cat Wisdom Oracle, and they're kind of funny. Some of the pictures are not funny, but it says cautious, beware of dogs. So if there is confusion as to, because you're not necessarily sure who to trust or where the support lies, I say tap into your intuition and use that to navigate, right? It's better to be sort of optimistically cautious as opposed to standoff, right? So use your boundaries, put yourself in a bubble and continue to move forward. Don't let someone else, for their lack of understanding of your brilliance or your light, sort of stop you in your tracks. And that's what I got for you.
Thank you. And I've got a kind of similar theme to that. It's very interesting. I was looking at the cards that I've pulled for Pierre and going, yeah, I can see that one there. Because firstly, I pulled the top of the card. I'm using the Architect's Tarot here. So they've got an extra card in here that's called the Architect.
Beautiful.
And when you said about putting plans into place, that's the sense I'm getting with that one, is that the plans are being drawn up with that one there. But the card that was at the bottom of the deck, which is very important, is the Devil card. So again, it's almost like you're trying to make plans. But there's something in the past that's holding on to your plans, whether that's you're looking in the past to add to your plans or whether it's restricting you. I'm not sure, because then I kind of got these two wonderful cards, because the great thing about this deck is you can lay them out and it almost makes like a panoramic view.
Beautiful.
Okay. And I had them that way around. So you've got the Four of Wands, which is like this cable car system. And I think that really ties in really lovely with this idea that you're making plans to move on, and that what's in the past is this cable, the cable that connects it, which is allowing you to actually move on with your ideas. So although the Devil isn't a frightening card in this place, I think it's just, this is the connection between the past and where you are now and where you're going, because the future is bright. The future is the star. And like you said, you've got all this that you can, it's there on your doorstep. You just got to step over that threshold and go for it, because it's going to be there. And it's a good card, the star card, to have. And look at the water that's flowing around.
Beautiful.
I like the fact there's no actual people in these cards at all. And you can hear the sound of those water crashing over the edge there. And it is literally a bit like the Fool card. Go over the edge. You've now done enough preparation to now move on and make that big jump ahead. So I'm going to pull you a oracle card. Do you know what this? And the reason every time I pick this deck up, I always get the same card. Time to rise, the Phoenix. So again, that makes real sense of what we were talking about. It's now time for you to put your plans into action there, Pia, and go for whatever it is that you've been working on.
I love that. That's a beautiful card.
Isn't it?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Pia, I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Thank you very much for allowing us to read for you. I'm just saying hello. Sylvia is here. Hello to you, Sylvia. Anyone else that's joined us?
Wow. Look at what Pia just wrote.
I'm trying to decide if I should take a new job and move to a different city. I'm a Libra, so I'm quite indecisive. I love the Phoenix card. Hang on to that Phoenix.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at it.
That's awesome. Okay, sorry. Pia,
No,
stand by. Sorry. I don't know why. One more. Just one more.
Sue said she's had a rotten day and I'm nervous about getting readings, so our pass is entirely up to you, Sue. If you would like us to do one, we of course let's do one for you. But obviously,
Sue, we don't have to do a reading. Maybe we could pull like just a sort of an inspirational kind of card for you.
Absolutely. If you'd like us to do that, please let us know.
Pia, look at what I just pulled. Gateway. You're literally on the doorstep, love.
There you go.
Remember what I said about sharing your light? You got the unicorn. You're magic, baby. All right. I had to. Sorry.
I wish you all the best, Pia, with your choices there and everything you've got to think about. Right. I'm just going to look at some questions here. Oh, Regina says, tarot reader noises is an excellent name for that.
It kind of is, right? You know what we should do?
You make tarot reader noises.
I do.
It's not just me then.
No, I totally do.
It's because I get excited when I do readings. That's actually what it is.
I love to read. And I find myself sometimes when sometimes the cards surprise me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then I'm like, Kelly, because they can't see what I'm seeing, and or even if they could see what I'm seeing, they might not see what I'm seeing, if you don't understand what I mean. And I'm like, stop, don't do that.
And it's really nice as well to read with another person and get the same kind of message or to be able to build on it.
We always do that. You know why? Because we're like connected. I don't know what that means, but that's connected to me.
With that. Yeah. I'm going to let you think about this one because I'm going to have to think about this one. She's asked who inspires us.
I already know the answer to that.
I'm going to have to think about that one, so I'm going to come back to that one.
My mother is just as an FYI. So Dozen Cats. When I first came to YouTube, my name was Dozen Cats 4 with the number me. Dozen Cats for me is a name. Way back in the day when my mom and I, we lived in two different places, right? And we used to go to this gaming site where we would play like cards, like cribbage and stuff like that together. And my mother was very much, like safety on the internet. So we had to come up with these crazy names that she wanted. And Dozen Cats for me was my name. So that's my name for my channel. I started my channel on my mother's birthday. The reason that I'm here, the reason that I have a channel is because I'm on a healing journey from, my anxiety, which I got after my mom passed. My mom inspires me every day to continue to try to be the best that I can be, and to also know that who I am in this moment right now, no matter what yesterday was or no matter what tomorrow could bring, is totally good enough. And so my mom's favorite word was believe. I have it all around my house. You can see it right up on the wall behind me. You must always believe. And so I choose to believe in myself. So my mom is
so nice. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for sharing that, Kelly. I'm going to have to think about my one. So there we go. So I'll try and remember to remind me at the end, Kelly, if I haven't given an answer. I've got a lot to think about today, but I will do my best. Pia's just said you've just given me goosebumps.
Love it.
And Ren says, I don't think it's the deck. I think it's the person reading. Very true. Very true. Right, we have Maruta next. Maruta has asked us lots of questions. Maruta's been very helpful putting in lovely bits of information stuff. So, June reading. So, we're reading the next month for Maruta. Okay, Johnny?
Yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
changing decks up. I'm going with my favorite all-time deck now.
Ooh. Special.
I don't think we did more special than anyone else here. Everyone's having a but
No, I mean, it's special that you're doing that. I like to do that too. I like to not.
I thought they just sit on the shelf and I get attracted to the next blingy, wonderful new deck.
Yeah.
And then I forget them.
Just to let you know, Sue would love an oracle card, and
Thank you.
Sylvia would also like a read.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I will do that in there.
I'm here to assist in any way that I can.
No, that's useful because there's lots going on. It's like trying to pilot a plane sometimes.
It makes you wonder how we get dressed in the morning, doesn't it?
I'm piloting the plane. Does that make you like the chief cabin crew?
Please fasten your seatbelts, friends. Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, I like that.
I'm the hostess with the mostess. I guess I am really, because I have no control, but I'm here to keep everyone entertained. So I suppose, in a way,
keep me in control. That's fine.
Yeah. I'll bring you your coffee. I agree with that, Paper Moonstro, about the artwork. Okay.
Yeah. Sarah's here. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
If you want to go, you can go before me.
I'm not done yet, but yeah. I'm trying to figure out my cards. We got one of those readings.
I've got one of them readings too.
What? We got flyers though. Beautiful. Yeah. That's a card. That's a keeper card.
Oh, okay. Should I go? I'm ready.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So, Maruta, for June, I've got lots of interesting cards that are coming out here. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Sorry for saying that one there. I've got your overall arching card to be the hanged person, the hanged man there. So often people just talk about this as suspension and no action there. It does feel like you're wanting to break the bonds of the hangman and actually let yourself get into doing some action, getting yourself back upright again. There's a big sense of energy here. You've got a lot of court cards and a lot of wands and swords going on here. You've got the Knight of Wands against that. So again, it's suggesting that the Knight of Wands is I would think, the most sociable of the knights. You know, huge fire energy. So that's why I'm getting this sense it's time to upright yourself and put yourself back onto an even keel. You've also got the Queen of Wands coming out. So there's a development there from the knight. So it's rather like this frenetic energy that's going to get you sorted is then going to quieten down a little bit, and you're going to go more internalized with it and use it to actually think, well, okay, I've now broken my bonds. I've now got myself sorted. What next? Because the next thing I've got for you is the Six of Swords, which is a card of transition and movement into that one there. Okay. So I've also pulled for you the Nine of Swords. Now, this might not be it might not be a system that sits well with you, this change, this upright and putting yourself back into it and the changes there. It can cause a few kind of issues along the way there, but it is the right path. So just remember, if it is giving you a little bit of upset, I've pulled you a couple of cards to focus on for that one. And it's a beautiful card. It's trust, like I've just said. So if you're having anxieties about this, bear in mind that it is the right thing for it to be happening right now. And the other card, which is beautiful to go with it, is courage. Okay, so breathing exercises, those changes, you're doing the right thing, you're growing, you're developing, your energies are all wonderful. You're on this wonderful transitional journey. Just keep breathing and remember it's all in the right place and it should be happening like this.
I love that part of trust, like the way that her head is tilted and sort of her eyes are closed. It's so peaceful.
Yeah.
Right.
And we don't often trust things. Nowadays, the world is set up to make us very untrustworthy of most things.
For sure.
So it's very difficult for a lot of people to just go, I'm going to go with this, because we're always on the defense the whole time.
100%. All right. So, Maruta and Hershey, thank you so much for what you said. I really appreciate that. Blessings to you, my friend. And I'm so happy to hear that things are starting to turn around and shift. That's lovely. I wish that for everyone. We start out with the Queen of Pentacles, Maruta. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is like, you know, this really sort of like laid back, chilled out kind of vibe where it's like, I know exactly what I can do. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and I do it really, really well. And I'm just kind of owning my space, right? And that's how we start off. That's like coming from the past. I don't think it's too far in the past. Something has, I don't know if it's like a situation from the past, a behavior from the past, like a situation that is happening now that reminds you of something from before that feels kind of toxic, because we've got the Devil coming out.
Right.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's possible that it's you know, like if you driving down the road and you feel like, ooh, I've seen this before, and you almost think to yourself, ooh, no, sorry, not doing that. I don't know if you're kind of doing that to yourself, and I mean no disrespect by that, but sometimes we can make a situation worse because we've already got it figured out and it hasn't even happened yet, right?
Yeah.
I feel so strongly that something is able to shift that thinking, that ideology, that perspective. You get a hold of yourself and you're like, listen, today is today, and today I'm not playing, right? You get totally a hold of yourself because your outcome is the Six of Wands. This is recognition, it's self-esteem, it's victory. So you come out of it. But if you're feeling currently like you're kind of like, kind of, you know, kind of not stuck, but kind of like closed in a little bit, listen to whatever the wisdom is that you're being given. The Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck, like Richie had, right? Mm-hmm. Girlfriend, you got the power, you got the light, shine it, just let the world see it. Come out fighting, be the inspiration. Dip into your creativity. And also, if there is someone that you know that you feel shares the same sort of love of life that you do, it might not be a bad idea to team up with them and help each other, because the Queen of Wands loves to, she shines her light brightest when she helps someone else recognize their light, right? Yeah. Now, speaking of light, look at that card. Angels of the Four Directions. So if you feel stuck, my friend, if you are indecisive, if you feel held up, you feel tense, thank you, Sarah, you feel anything, they are all there. You just got to ask for assistance. And sometimes knowing that you have that around you is enough. And the last card that I pulled for you is one of the color cards, which is Emerald. Calm your mind, body, and soul. So rejuvenative work is essential, right? Stand by water. Get a water fountain. Listen to water rolling on YouTube, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You know, take yourself outside and just get quiet. just be. Just be. It's a great way to clear the mind. So I hope that helps.
Thank you. Lovely. Kelly, that's wonderful. Thank you. I hope don't do it. I do hope that helps. I can't speak today. Hi, Thomas. Good to see you here. Hello, anyone else that's coming in. I love that emerald card, she says. Yeah, beautiful, Kelly. I appreciate that very much. So very, very welcome. Oh, let's take a drink. A little sip, sip, sip. Do you know what I would forget to drink during these ones?
We must
rehydrate.
Rehydrate. That's the word.
Rehydrate. Are you ready to do another quick one? Because what I'd like to do, just jump in the queue slightly, very quickly. I'd like to give Sue a chance to pull an oracle card.
Yes.
Because I know that Sue, as I said earlier, is a candle ambassador for the Glastonbury candle. And I also know that at 9 o'clock she needs to go on and do her.
Okay, let's do it.
And we have got to. So I thought if we do it now, then she can go and relax and do what she needs. So Sue, I hope that makes sense there. So,
I'm going to pull from my postcard from Spirit. They're quite lengthy, just as an FYI, but I think that they are very powerful, and I think that would help. All right, so Sue.
So she's thinking about the future, perhaps moving to the Glastonbury Avalon area, things there. So just a lovely card. A lovely card. They're all lovely cards, but a nice oracle card, or perhaps a couple for Sue.
Sue, I'm not sure if you have any amethyst. I have anxiety panic disorder, and I use the amethyst all the time. Like I have all kinds of it in my worry stone, or my thumb stone, whatever you want to call it, and I use that, and it really helps to keep me, keep my feet on the floor, kind of idea. You know what? I love this deck. Lots of cards in it, but the corners are so sharp they actually hurt your hands when you shuffle. Just saying.
Okay, should I go first? Because it's amazing. These cards sometimes just, like when you pull one, it's like, okay, and you go, I'm going to pull another one just for clarification. So here we go. So this is from the Goddess Dreams, the beautiful deck. And bearing in mind what you've just asked, Sue, I've got new beginnings. Take a fresh look at life. So whether we're talking about new beginnings as actually moving, making the move and going there, but you've certainly got something. And look at the beautiful images. Again, it's all based on Goddess landscape around Glastonbury and this area there. Take a fresh look at life. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to rush into making choices, but taking that time off to think about, what's that new beginning? How does it all start? Okay. And so then I pulled another card for you, and you've got letting go. And the emotional release, and that's the important thing. Look at the beautiful blues on this one there. It's a bit like the tides here, that washing over, that cleansing part of it all there. So emotional release. So thinking about obviously what the changes would be and how that's going to affect your mood, how that's going to affect how you feel about stuff. So obviously the cards are really reflecting the situation you're thinking about.
100% they are. Those are beautiful cards. I love that deck. So this is the front of the postcard from Spirit, and sometimes they're really, really difficult to see, but it's like they're cherubs or angels that are on the front of it mostly, and this is like a mom sort of angel with a baby that she's holding, and they're sort of sitting in this cloud, which is beautiful, right? Mm-hmm. This is the front side, and it is written in this beautiful sort of like dark green, which was like that card that I pulled, the emerald. Remember, rejuvenating the mind, body, and the spirit. Think water, think fluidity, right? Here we go, my friend. Dearest you, Everything is in divine order. Even in chaos, there is order. And we are always in awe of this. For you, though, on your human journey, things can get disorganized in your mind and physical reality. You need to get rid of the clutter. Whether it be too many stories in your mind, too many what ifs, or fearful thoughts of the past or the future. Instead, focus on the now. Empty your mind, clean your house, and throw out any object that tells you an uncomfortable story. Discern what you have, sort, purge, clear, and organize. We want you to have space to fill with something better. Spirit loves a vacuum as it gives space for brilliant new energy. Let go of what is not serving you and give order to what remains. See them and know their value. Your soul needs organization in order to keep your connection to us and to spirit free of distractions. You are so adored by so many. We hope you really know that.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, Sue, I hope that's given you something to think about there. Thank you, Kelly. Beautiful reading.
I go and clean it. I know this sounds crazy, but I go and clean out my sock drawer or like reorganize my closet and color code them. And anyone who knows me knows all my cards are color coordinated. I just feel more organized that way. It makes me feel like I'm in control and that I can sort of hold the walls back from closing in. Clutter around the house makes me feel almost claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So if I start to feel anxious, I literally will go clean a shelf off of the bookcase, and then somehow I feel like I can breathe easier. I can, it distracts me long enough to sort of allow me to find space. And journaling, get your thoughts out of your mind onto paper, take yourself for a walk and yell out, make sure no one's around to hear you, but yell out and just get it out of your mind. Give yourself an opportunity to free up some space. Those are just little things that I do to help myself.
Helpful. Thank you so much there.
Thank you for letting us do that.
Hershey's just a corner edger.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those?
No, I do not.
That's mindful, clipping the edges off things. I love it.
I've never felt the need or felt like it was okay. I think we've discussed this before. I don't know that I've ever felt the need or felt like it was even okay for me to like tamper with my cards. Like I sort of feel like that's wrong. Even though they're my cards.
They're your cards. You do what you like to them.
Yeah.
As long as you don't bend them up.
I'm weird. I own it.
Oh.
Yeah. Make them softer. I mean, otherwise I'm gonna have to get those things. What are those like little rubber like sort of things that you put on your fingers?
The little rubber thimble thing.
Oh my God! Imagine shuffling with those. Be like, you
know what? Do you know what? Interestingly, I thought, I bet Gerald's got some.
He probably does. He should get one for his tiny hands.
Tiny hands, tiny
thimble on his tiny hands. Oh my God, that would be so fun.
Sarah says, are we allowed to ask just questions? Yes, you can. We've got quite a few people already still to do, but I'm sure if we've got time, we will fit one in for you, Sarah.
I mean, I'm here till Tuesday.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. We've got lots of people to get.
It's a marathon. Did we not tell you that in the beginning? Sorry.
We could be here till midnight, but we promise we'll try and do as many people as we can.
I tell you what, friends, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I am going to the backyard to sit in front of the fire pit and toss cards. In the summertime, I do Friday at the fire pit, and this is the first night back. And so if we're here, it's still at 8 p.m. I mean, we'll just move it outside.
Yeah, take it outside. Yep.
Yeah.
8 p.m. It'll be, I don't know what time in the morning it'll be here. I don't worry about that. We'll have your fire pit. It doesn't matter.
It will be like 2. Like 1:32.
Oh, incoming Basil. Sorry, attacking the microphone. Sorry.
The cat's like, the show is over. Thank you for coming.
Oh, you haven't put a little thing. Hershey's asked us, what do you guys do to release or unplug getaway?
My cats, my dog,
Cats.
my husband, talking to my awesome friends like Richie. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, you know that we check in with each other every once in a while, behind the scenes, nothing to do about, hey, do you want to collaborate? Having good friends in this sort of community that you can trust with anything, that you can talk to, really helps to keep a good balance for me personally. And I'll tell you what, if you follow me, and I'm not trying to like get a subscriber, I'm just being honest. There are often times where I will come online and talk to my subscribers in a way that I ask them to come and communicate with me when they have an issue. So I sometimes take it live and ask for help that way.
I've just read Sue's comment. I'm blown away by the cards. I live with constant anxiety and fear. Thank you so very much. She lost a fur baby today, and I'm missing my dad. Thank you, Kelly. I'll clear my cards tomorrow.
Blessings to you, Sue. I'm so sorry for your lost love.
Yeah. Red Wing says, I really need to clear my clutter. Got rid of most of my late mum's furniture to charity. Her flat's looking good.
That's difficult to do, Red Wing. My mom passed.
Well, I still haven't done mine 20 years on, so.
Yeah. My mom passed in 2012, and I just cleared out some of my closet the other day. I mean, I don't leave my house, so it's weird that I even have clothes in my closet. But anyways, I took some stuff out of my closet and like a bag and a half to charity, and still taking stuff in my mom's out of my closet, and trying to reconcile myself to that fact that it's okay to do so. I think that the most important thing is to not hold a preconceived judgment towards yourself that, there's some kind of imaginary time frame when it's okay. Because you're an individual and it is what it is. And if someone can do it in 6 months and someone can do it in 20 years, like who says when it's right and when it's not? Exactly. Within you, if you're holding on to things, whatever they may be, for inappropriate reasons or for the wrong reasons, right? And as long as you're doing it in a healthy way, I think that we all need to just like chill out a little bit with ourselves and the standards that we hold ourselves to.
You're so correct, so right, and it's something we do need to do, but I'm not very good at doing that myself. But hey, that's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
I said I took my granddaughter to the park yesterday, sat in the grass, up my feet into the sandpit to ground myself. Oh,
beautiful.
I do that. I go out in nature. I go out. I'm lucky where I live. Beautiful countryside, lovely countryside, forest, and I've also got the sea. I mean, I've got the best of both worlds. I live in a dream place for that. And for me, the other day, something just happened. I got very, very cross stuff. Went for a walk. Within half an hour, I'm completely de-stressed. Yeah. All of the thoughts had gone and dispersed, and I was ready to come back and be, neutral again and not be so het up by stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
Love that.
Thank you. Hershey says that all sounds very positive and uplifting. Right. I'm just going through the people. I'm just going to Hershey's asked so many lovely questions. I hope we can get through them, or I'm just getting rid of some of the stuff we've already done there. Okay, Jackie, Crystal Moons, a little card pull for June 2, please, she says.
Mm-hmm.
You right, Kelly?
Yeah, no, I'm reading the stuff in the chat.
I know. I sometimes forget I have to do some talking like that. Which is always a really unattractive face to be like,
Right? You're welcome.
Right, so Jackie Crystal Moon.
I don't know why I picked up Oracle cards. I don't feel terrified.
Do it. It's what you've been drawn to.
I hope that's okay. Because I have like 4 tarot decks out and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 oracle decks. I like to be prepared.
Overachieving.
Whoa! Hello. Did you see those, you guys? It just
I missed that. I was too busy doing my own cards.
like 52 card pickup over here, but only 2 cards. Like they both
I
came
blame it
out
on the bulk these type,
like a fountain. We got the flyers, friends. Flyers.
Right. Okay. You want to go first, Kelly, or are you still?
You go.
Okay.
You go.
I'm going to go out on a little intuitive limb here at this point, Jackie. Okay, so tell me if I'm anywhere getting warm in here. It feels like there's been something going on with finances, I wonder, and or perhaps a contract. I'm getting a sense of a contract here that has caused a lot of grief, or something to do with resources, perhaps finances, that's caused a little bit of tension, and it's now finally being resolved. It might not be being resolved in the way that may have benefited you, but the situation is all over. I've got for here, well, what would be the King of Pentacles and the dreaded Ten of Swords that we were all talking about earlier on, which is what's drawing me to this. Now, rather than going down the King of Pentacles way, you just can't miss the fact that this is a massive pentacle coin that's there, almost like a decoration. It almost feels like perhaps it's something that has been willed or passed down, or an ancestor kind of inheritance. I don't know. That's just the sense that I'm getting from it. And the Ten of Swords is, of course, suggesting that the situation is now over, whether that's, as I said, in your benefit or not. I can't tell. You have got for June the Ace of Wands. Lovely. I like the tranquility of this card, particularly about what we've just been talking about with the busyness of the Ten of Swords here. That's a really tranquil card. Normally the Ace of Wands is all about fire and energy and spitting sparks and stuff, but this is really quite a tranquil, almost what we were talking about, what do you do to ground yourself? Mm-hmm. And I'm getting a sense that now in June you've got a chance to quieten down. And the Ace of Wands normally isn't a card to be a quiet card. But I've also pulled an Oracle card, which I would think ties in quite nicely with that one. You've got Be a Curious Creature. Now, you can take this 2 ways. You could be a curious creature, i.e. sit and think about things, okay, and sit in and look out and be thoughtful about the whole thing and think about what happened and where you want to go and be curious about that. Or you can just, a bit like this monkey, which seems to be made up of all sorts of things, just be pretty curious in what you do. So kind of take yourself out, be what you would always want to be, but what perhaps society restrains you. So I'm going to let you think about which version you would like to be, whether you want to be curious and thoughtful or curious and just plain wacky and weird. It's entirely up to you. Why not be both?
You know what?
Over to you, my darling.
Totally love when we read together, because it's like one of us starts it and the other one finishes it. Mm-hmm. I've always felt that with you.
I get that too, and I love it.
So I said I wasn't going to pull tarot cards. I pulled the Oracle cards, and they didn't make any sense, which is unusual. And then I pulled the tarot cards, and it made sense to me. But I'll show you everything that I've got. So we start out with the mystery card. That's one of the cards that flew out, and the trust card. So not that didn't make sense to me, but it's like, what is it that you're curious about, and what is it that you are either not trusting or trusting? So then I had to pull more, right? The second card that I got was the intuition and manifestation.
That's nice.
So that makes me think that you're either trying to figure something out or you're trying to make something happen. But again, I can't really give you anything from that. The next card I pulled is this lovely card of Peppermint, which is success. I'm like, great, it's all going to work out. As a reader, I don't really feel good about giving that to you. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll pull the tarot cards. Now things make sense. We start out with the Page of Pentacles. You were literally just saying about money, and I was like, hello, there we are. You say it, it happens. Then we have the Four of Swords. So the mystery is whatever you have been focused on, whatever you've been focused on, whatever you are rehashing, whatever plan it is that you're trying to put into action, I feel like you've like over strategized, over planned, gone over it, 8,000 times, trying to make sure that you haven't forgotten to dot an I or cross a T. Like, back up a little bit, just relax a little bit. You need to sort of take a step back to allow yourself to just breathe it out a little bit, right? Don't put so many constraints on yourself. And then a really wild card at the end is the Four of Wands. It's a celebration. It's family, it's joy, it's blessings. It's like, what's the energy I want to explain it as? It's like, the best block party that you ever went to. It's that kind of vibe. And I think what that's trying to say is that stepping back, that little rest and rejuvenation that you're going to do for yourself when you do that manifestation and listen to your intuition is what's going to bring forward the success. Because, my friend, we literally have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You are going to be sitting there with your feet up going, yeah, all right, this looks good on me. I just want to tell you that underneath the 9 is the 10. And underneath the 10 of Pentacles, this is the happy home card, right? Your foundation is solid. The people that you love are looked after, and you feel abundant in that sense. And below that, you have literally the 10 of Cups. That's the happy family card. You've got so much great, wonderful, joyful blessings headed your way. Just be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Jackie says I'm going on holiday next month for 10 to 12 days, so I'll have plenty of time to figure things out moving forward.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So I hope that made sense, and I'm sorry that took so long, but I was just like, what is happening? I don't like giving people just like a little taste. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
you
like
give the full, not just a little taste. You give the full banquet.
Yeah. I'm an all-you-can-eat kind of reading.
Radwing says, thanks, Kelly. Some of my friends can't understand why things aren't sorted. And people, and I've just noticed talking about trying to, having to delete people's phone numbers when they've passed and how sad that is. So, I can't get rid of phone numbers as well. Keep them in my phone. I love it. Thanks so much. I'm enjoying slimming well, getting fitter, healthier, and looking after me for a change.
Blessings. Beautiful.
There you go. Yeah, makes perfect sense. There you go. Right, I'm just gonna have a little drink of Coke, just to sort my throat out.
Got to get his throat chakra up and ready.
I think what you forget, it's Friday evening. I've just done 6 weeks at work. I'm like that.
Awesome.
I'm fine. Yeah.
You need a little perk me up or a little pick me up? Do you need like a 7th?
I don't drink much these days. I have to be honest.
I don't drink alcohol at all.
Not because.
Oh my God. Nobody wants to see me drunk. Like because I've never been drunk. But if I was to get drunk, I wonder, because I talk a lot. I wonder, would I be one of those people that just was like would I go mute?
Yeah.
That would be terrible.
I would ramble even more than I do already.
Yeah. or I could just get even crazier. And I think I'm hyper enough, so I don't need it. I don't need any liquid encouragement. This is just Pepsi on the rocks.
I decided, I didn't make a conscious effort to not drink. I wasn't like, oh, I've got to give up drinking. I've just lost the taste for it. And I'm really not very good at next day when I've been drinking. I just think,
see, I
can't do it anymore.
I mean, I feel like crap all the time on my own. I don't really need any help to, like with my anxiety, my stomach is off all the time. I'm not going to go out and drink myself into oblivion thinking that my reality is not, so that the next day I can feel even worse than I did the day before. Like that doesn't, which is, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, plus, your bank is like, your bank account has been drained. I mean, it's.
Yeah, ridiculous amount.
I'd rather buy a sweater or something, something from my home, something that I could see that I have in front of me.
Me too.
But hey, feel free to drink if you feel. Just saying.
Yes.
It's very judgmental of me, wasn't it?
Well, each their own, isn't it? Each their own. Hershey's asked another question. Ever met someone and got the bad vibes and wouldn't read on them? I'm going to answer this one first.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't not read for them. I would always do a reading for anyone.
Yeah.
But when their vibes are off or when I'm picking up bad vibes, I might as well read the telephone directory because that's about as much as I'm going to get out of it.
Right.
I'll still give it a crack. But I know in my heart of heart, particularly people that do that kind of testing you out kind of reading. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I was actually going to ask, like, as a clarifier, do you mean bad vibes just like they're very, like they're negative or like, toxic energy towards just in general? Or do you mean like they're just like really in a bad place? If they're in a bad place, I go out on a limb because I want to help. I don't want to know that people are in a bad place.
But
if someone is just like messing with us, I've not ever not read on people, but I also don't have an issue saying, you know what, man, and this is a true story. So I had a lady that was emailing me and asking me to do private readings for her, and I did. And then she emailed me back in a very short amount of time and asked me to do another reading on that same subject matter. And I said, okay, because she said it was an emergency. And then she emailed me again to do another reading, and that was all within like maybe like 9 weeks. And on the third email, I said, you know what? I can't in good conscience do that. It's not, I don't think it's ethical for me to keep reading on the same topic over and over and over again in such a small amount of time. And so I will take what you've given me, and I will rework it and tell you what's gonna, what your next month looks like. Just generally speaking, but I already because I know what that situation is. When I look at the cards, it may present itself, but and that was it. I guess she wasn't happy with that answer, and I've never heard from her since. But I didn't feel good about it. Right?
You have to be true to yourself, don't you?
Well, you've got to exercise your free will, and 3 readings in like a 9-week period isn't allowing your free will to like take hold. Right now you want me to tell you what channel to watch after dinner. Like I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
And it's also not fair to me because it's putting any reader in a position where I almost started to get the feeling that like you were counting on what I said, and if it didn't come true, then you were going to, and I was like, no. Like that's not the way this works.
There are some people that I've read for a long time in the past where it's been like first when that's really accurate, yes, and then they keep coming back and they keep getting almost slightly addicted to it all.
Yes,
and you have to go hang on a moment here. As you said, the cards haven't had time to cool down before. We're not doing that. So, and then they go, well, what have you seen, or what is it, or what you're not telling me? Like, no, we're just not going to be doing this every 3 hours,
Yeah. I do want to make one other note about this question, because It's an interesting question that I think has to be thought about, like as a reader all the time. You have to keep it sort of in the front of your mind. Do you have like a set of ethics that you actually work by? You don't have to like tell anybody, but do you have a set of rules that you sort of try to abide by? And I definitely do.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of that makes me nervous, that someone's going to come in and try to like, mess with me intentionally. I have had more interaction with people in my chats trying to, we'll say, stir it up than people reaching out for like a private reading, which is much more in depth than, what we do here on the screen. So I've not had the experience personally. I've had people not pleased about what I told them because it wasn't what they thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But
I've kind of got a bit like the rules that we had at the beginning. I won't read on.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to know about, not a failing relationship, but I don't want to be the person that finally puts the nail in a coffin.
Right.
So 30 years of marriage, you know what I mean? It's free choice. But at the same time, I think what I'm very good at, and I think is a much more positive take, is to rephrase the question.
Yes, that helps a lot.
That helps a lot, and I'm always happy to talk through. So someone might say, should I be ending my relationship? And I go, we're not going to read on that, but what I will do is I'll tell you, how, what can you do?
What I can show you from the cards, how the cards can help.
What would happen if you do, that kind of
100%.
I won't make that decision for you. So yeah.
No, I think that's a great point. Is if you assist by trying to be open with the querent and sort of sharing with them that if we reword the question and I come at it from a different perspective, I might be able to, give you what spirit is suggesting, and that may be helpful, right?
I think it's much.
Plus, it takes a lot of pressure off if you. It
takes pressure. I don't want to be sitting up all night going, "Oh my God, what if I just suggest?"
Oh yeah, because that's a real thing. That is a real thing. Like I know if I give someone a reading and say I'm just not feeling the connection with them as strongly as I would like to. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Blessings, my friend. If I'm not feeling the connection as strong as I would like to, and then all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, and this happens, and it's like boom, and I'm like, oh crap, why now? Why didn't you? Because you're like focused on what you're doing, and I just wasn't getting it for whatever reason. That's happened to me many times.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I wish I could call up Richie and tell him FYI or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ignore everything I've just said. It's actually this.
Yeah.
Ignore those lottery numbers. They're completely wrong. These are the ones.
For entertainment purposes only, we don't give out lottery numbers, except for to each other. No, kidding.
I see Sarah's had to go, but thank you, Sarah.
Sarah.
Sorry to have a chance to read for you, but hopefully next time we'll be doing this more. So yeah. So let's see who we've got to read for next. Kathy, have we done Kathy? I don't think we've done Kathy yet, have we? So what should I focus on and prioritize in June? Lots of people, it's nice to do monthly readings, isn't it? Do you have to do the read for the month?
I do tarot scopes or horoscope readings, so going by the astrological sign. I was doing them live at the beginning of each month, and now I will be doing them pre-recorded. So people can look at them, and not have to listen to a 2-hour program. It'd be broken down by the elements, right? So it should be easier that way. Those shows can get really long, right?
They can.
Not like this one is so super short because I'm here and I talk a lot. So people love me for it. Listen, if I get quiet, people are like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't win! Like you told me to shut up, and I shut up, and now you're like, what's wrong with you?" Like, it's so funny to me. I love people. Do you not love people? Do you like to people watch?
I love people watching.
I like that show. You guys ever watch that show, Big Brother?
Yeah.
That show. It is like the best social experiment ever. Like, I don't listen to it for the drama or for the hookups or the romances or whatever the nonsense is. I want to know why, like, what makes people tick? Why does someone choose to wear that outfit or, you know, like treat everything as a joke or, you know, be very artistic or whatever. Like, I find people interesting. You know, I look at it like a social experiment.
Yeah. I suppose being in a classroom environment most days, I see that happening quite a lot. And so therefore I wouldn't watch that for entertainment, because to watch 30 people or 30 children
right
doing what they do.
You guys have detention there?
Sorry?
A detention, you know, like if the kids are, okay. So imagine you're the teacher sort of overseeing detention and where they're completely silent and your responsibility is not to teach them anything, just to watch over them. Yeah. I would be all over that, because I would be like, check out that guy, look at that girl, I wonder what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Because you could see by their little habits or the things that they were doing, you could try to figure out what they were thinking or what they were feeling or how they were doing. Oh my God. I would be all over that.
While we're doing this, you've got another question in from Hershey. What's your signature dishes or desserts? Now, firstly, I have to admit something. I don't cook.
You don't? What?
Peter does the cooking. He's very good at it.
Wow. I have lots of good dishes. Don't eat a lot of desserts because I'm allergic to eggs. So that's, I mean, I know you can get egg substitutes and all that weird stuff, but I don't do that.
However, I'm very good with a frying pan. My favorite thing, one of my favorite, I like a cheese toasty as well. I can do those really well. I can cook pizzas without burning them.
What's a cheese toasted?
It's when you have a sandwich maker. Do you know what I mean by a sandwich maker? And you put the bread in and the cheese, and you have to have ketchup and then and salad cream, and then I'm very good at clamping it down and making sure it's properly cooked. Then I open it up.
So it's like a grilled cheese. We call that a grilled cheese.
Yeah, a toasted cheese. Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that. I'm very good at scrambled egg as well. Do that in the microwave. So, yeah.
I can't do scrambled eggs, so I'll take it. I'll take your word for it.
I couldn't make pancakes the other day. I was trying to make pancake. It just couldn't get. How simple is a pancake? Couldn't manage it.
Well, I mean, you know, there is a particular art form to knowing exactly. Here's the trick with pancakes. You got to make sure that the pan has got, you know, it's well lubricated. Figure out whatever that is for you, oil, margarine, whatever, butter, whatever. And as long as that is happening, the next thing that you must be careful of is how thick the pancake is, because the thicker you make it, the harder they are to cook and have them be flippable. Flippable is the key.
Am I really having this conversation?
Oh, I love you, Richie. Oh my God!
That's your weekend. There you go. You talk one.
And poor Kathy is just like ever so patiently
waiting for hours waiting for us to get here, and it's like, and now we start talking about flippable pancakes.
Sylvia asked what sign I am. I am a Leo. Not that anyone couldn't tell. I am a Leo sun, I am a Leo rising, and I am an Aquarius moon. Which are, by the way, just so you know, polar opposites of each other. Which is why I am always a work in progress, friends. Never the two shall meet. or whatever. I don't know. Oh my gosh!
Right, I'm gonna need to focus now because I've pulled
Yes.
Kathy's cards. They've been staring at me, going, read me for 5 minutes," and I've not been paying attention. Sorry, Kathy.
I need to. I made myself cry because I was laughing and now my eyes are watering because my allergies are bothering me. Pancakes are deceptively complicated, Maruda wrote. See that?
Thank you. I just scraped them all off, put it all in a bin, and made a fried egg salad.
Oh, you were scraping them off the pan. It did not go well.
It did not go well. The ball, you know, like when they go into a ball.
Oh, honey. So bad. Okay, I am sorry, but I am having a cigarette break, so avert your gaze.
Okay. Should I go ahead while you're
yes,
doing
darling.
Okay.
Please do.
Right, okay, Kathy, let's get into the zone. So I'm going to go first with the oracle cards. Normally I leave an oracle card to the very end, but I'm going to go with those first. I've got here this lovely dragon that says a choice.
Beautiful.
Is to be made, a choice to make. We've had a lot of people making lots of choices in June.
Yes.
It kind of feels like it's, I suppose we're over halfway through the year and we're going through the solstice, summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. So people thinking, okay, where am I right now? What do I need to be going into the next 6 months about? And I've got this lovely card here. It says, love your inner child. Now hang on to that thought when we come on to the main reading. So there's your two. We've got, if you like, a baby dragon, and we've got a very grown-up, mature dragon there. So just hang on to that one there. Right, so what's happening in June? I've got death for you, death card there. Now, I love this death card in the Broken Mirror Tarot because, yes, we've got the skeleton in there. We've got lots going on, but it's not, it's a doorway that's opening up. I'm trying to zoom in so, Kathy, you can see. Through this door, through this, dead forest and fiery landscape of this, there's a beautiful green landscape with clouds and blue skies just going through it there. So that's why I like this death card, because it takes that whole sting about finality and things finishing to go, actually, there's the new door, and my goodness, doesn't it look better than where we are at the moment. So the other two cards I got for June, you've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles here. Now, this is interesting because that would suggest the Knight of Pentacles that as perhaps work or whatever it is that you do in your day-to-day business, it's ticking along nicely. The Knight of Pentacles is just doing what they do naturally. Nothing particularly exciting, let's be absolutely honest. Dependable, reliable, ticking away, as I said, but some people would call it a bit dull. Okay, so if you're wanting all fireworks in June, I don't think it's going to be happening just right at the beginning. However, you've got the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles here. And again, that would suggest work. And if you have a look at this little fella here with his axe, he's having a good look at this beanstalk thing that's growing there with all this wonderful growth and all these pentacles on it. And again, he's not actually in the action of doing, he's in the action of waiting and waiting for the best opportunity to actually move on. So there you go. We've got movement, we've got things finishing and new beginnings, but those beginnings aren't going to rush forward, I don't think. It's just going to be nice, leisurely. And actually, do you know what? Nice and leisurely and pretty safe and pretty calm is actually sometimes just quite a nice space to be in, isn't it?
Sorry, I was trying to get the cat off. Cat was literally like laying on top of the cards.
To be all tarot reader and you're like doing a cat routine.
So okay, Kathy. Just one more card. And I'm just kind of looking at this compared to what you said. And whoops. Okay, so two cards, one come out. That's the way it goes. All right. So we've got the Ten of Swords to start out with, and the Ten of Swords in the past, right? walking away from something that no longer serves you, walking towards something beautiful. I feel like you've gone through a enlightenment or an opening, if you will, in terms of your spirituality, the change in your belief system, whatever it was. It seems like it was very impactful and very sort of profound. It was deep, and it sort of brought on, you know, a lot of changes in your way of doing things, which is lovely. We have the 8 of Pentacles, and it's so interesting. Richie's like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and I'm like, I got the 8. This is working hard. It's mastering your craft. Maybe you're taking a class. Maybe you're thinking about taking a class. I feel like you are ready to sort of, sink your teeth into whatever it is, right? You're ready to sort of meet something new head on. You're actually kind of thirsty for it. I feel like I've got the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so I feel like you maybe have a lot of ideas floating around, I could do this, I could do this, I could do that. Now, thinking about where you came from to where you are, what a lovely spectrum that is. You went from oh my God, this is awful, it needs to end now, to all of these possibilities and yeah, I'm ready. That's wonderful. So I pulled this Oracle card, and we've got Hunter. Stay with the process. So don't lose sight. Don't think that you've got your hands in too many cookie jars. Don't think that you're being almost what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, Richie. That you're dreaming too big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that. You can do anything you want. So the other 2 cards that popped out, acceptance and letting go. So these, I think, are personal things that you may use sometimes towards yourself to hold yourself back, thinking that you don't deserve, or that you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy, or whatever. That's nonsense. That is nonsense. We are all worthy. We all have that light within us, and the world deserves to see yours. So shine it. So any kind of old stuff that's holding on, just let it go. Just let it go.
So I think really nicely what Kathy's put there. So recently graduated, in the process of applying for jobs, that whole process of just doing stuff, trying to keep house and deal with the mum guilt. So it's all there, isn't it? So going to wish you all the best for that, Kathy. My spirituality has become increasingly important recently. New things are definitely coming. It's been overwhelming. I'm sure it has, my lovely. Wishing you all the very best for that one.
Absolutely. And it's okay if it's overwhelming in a bad way. It's okay for you to say to them, can you just dial it back a notch, because I feel like I'm not able to catch my breath. Or can you help me with it so that I make sure that you're grounding yourself and doing those kinds of things. They are there to help you. And I'm not saying that you don't know that, but remember to keep that help sort of lines of communication to the helpline open. You know what I mean? Just talk to them as you go. And of course, speak to your mom. I talk to my mom every single day, nonstop, all the time. It's like I used to call my mom every day, and now I'm calling out to her every day, multiple times a day.
How nice.
Which it's lovely.
Yeah. Kathy, there we go. I hope that is useful, and I hope things are all okay.
Absolutely.
Hershey's asked, what deck is that? Broken Mirror, 4th edition is that one.
Beautiful. You have the best cards.
Sorry?
I said you have the best cards.
I don't. No, that's a difficult. I love the cards that I have. I don't keep cards that I don't like and don't use. I will get rid of them, which I'm trying not to do. I'm trying to be more careful about looking at stuff and making a decision before I buy it. But often when you're blind from on Kickstarter,
online or whatever, it
turns up and you go, "Oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be."
Right.
You You get that thing. But also, I'm aware you have to hang on to things for a while, and then occasionally you go, ooh.
There are very few decks that I haven't sort of like, I don't know. I don't know the words to articulate the feeling, but it's like 90% of my decks I just get and they just speak to me right away, and I don't stop using them. There are the few decks, the random ones that I was like, I put that on the shelf because for whatever reason I wasn't feeling it at the time, and then decide to go back and pick them up and go, you know what, I really like these. I probably have, I mean, don't laugh, I probably have maybe like 70 decks in total between
I hear you. I see your 70 decks. Amazing.
and I use them all. There's probably maybe about 5 that I'm like, yeah, no.
I think it's quite interesting. I've kind of not necessarily charted, but I looked at the decks that originally I had and then kind of put them in not order I bought, and my taste has completely changed. I always went for really dark, I'm going to say masculine vibe, pretty monochromatic, very decks. And it's really, I mean, if you look at the decks I've got now, I've got things like this, and my Tarot of Wonders, which I absolutely love. It's always with me all the time. I'm always drawing every day from it. It's the most colourful deck I've ever had, and I absolutely love it. So it's just interesting how people develop.
Yeah, I like bright colors, and I like more positive images as opposed to like darker images. And my oracle cards are a plethora of things, like but I have that color coordination thing that I told you guys about. So when I order decks, I'm mindful of a grouping of cards that I think will sort of work together to provide a message.
I'm just going to mention to Hershey actually about this one, because this is the 4th edition. They have brought out loads of different decks. So the 4th edition is very different to the 5th edition and all those ones. So just the thing, if anybody is thinking of buying one of those ones, do check which edition it is, because they are very different. Some of them are in Marseille and things like that. So just a warning.
It's even a beautiful box.
It is a beautiful box. It's a beautiful deck. It is my deck that they will have to take it out to my cold, dead hands. I think.
I love it.
At what age did you know you were meant for Tarot Oracle?
I didn't. Most people will be. I don't know. Some people may be surprised by this. So I started my channel November 7th of 2021. I had never thrown a tarot card or an oracle card. I bought like 4 decks of oracle cards, and I would sit with my chat and we would talk about mental health issues and people that were going through stuff. And as people were talking, because I smoke, I was trying to keep my hands busy, so I wasn't smoking live on the air because I didn't think that was right, but I do have a limit before I lose it. And I would pull cards based on what people were saying without even realizing that was happening. And I wouldn't own it. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. There was no realization there. And the people in my chat were like, Kelly, you're a reader. And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing. Like I didn't own it. I didn't trust the process. And in late December, early January of 2022, I learned how to read tarot. So,
and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, it is the best gift that I ever received, because it helped me to trust myself and learn to trust myself again. And that is just, I mean, it's meant so much to me to trust my gut and to trust myself again. So it's been quite a blessing. Not to mention, all of the other reasons, like meeting all of the wonderful people. Yeah. Like you.
I think I'd like to say 15. No, I was a bit younger than that. 12 was my wake up call. But I think I was always into stuff. even as a kid, I was into Greek mythology and the star constellation stories and all that kind. And I would have top trump cards and playing cards that I would not necessarily play games with, but I would do other strange. So yeah. But and then Oracle, I did Lenormand, then I did Tarot, and it was only in the last possibly 3 or 4 years I bought my first Oracle deck. And I love using Oracle. I absolutely love them for things like this. So quickly put a card and get a bit of clarification. And I've really switched my mind up to how to use them. And I love them all. I do love them all. There's a time and a place for them all. So thank you. Lovely question.
I love the gift of being able to read. For all of the things that it does for all of the people that ask all of the questions, it just is it's just beautiful to me.
You're very welcome. I think we have one more person to read for. Sylvia. Sylvia, I hope you're still there. I'm sorry, it's been a marathon of an evening, but it's been lovely. So please, I'm not apologizing for the fact we're having such a lovely time and lovely conversation. But Sylvia did say so. Sylvia, I hope you're still here. We're going to do a reading anyway, so if you want to get on with the playback, we can catch you there. But it's a general read. And I think that's everyone. If I have missed anyone off, please do let me know, because we might be able to squeeze you in if you're still here. Yeah, Sylvia's here.
Yay, Sylvia.
So there we go.
My friend Sylvia.
Please like and subscribe to all our channels if you aren't already.
I am like 25 away from reaching 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, come on.
I am like, that blows my mind. Blows my mind in so many ways. And I tell you what, friends, we are going to have some kind of party. Some kind of party we are going to have.
I like that. I don't know which deck to use now. Hang on a moment.
Quincy has come for your reading, Sylvia.
I'm going to go with this one. And if you don't like it, we'll put it back and we use the other one, Sylvia. How about that one?
I'm using the One World Tarot.
All right, nice.
Thank you, Hershey. That's very kind of you, friend.
And it's the last reading of the evening, I believe, unless I've missed anyone out. And if that's the case, I do apologise. I'm going to use my Broken Mirror because it is one of my faves.
I know you don't like the shuffling, but you are sitting on my desk, and like, Mommy is trying to do stuff. So, you know, there's that. He's like, fine, I'll leave it. Just... What it is, friends,
it's good. It's an interesting reading coming up. You know, really? When you're going out on a bang, you know that one. It's that feeling.
The cat, Quincy. Whoops! Did you see that? Quincy wants to sit on my lap, but he can't sit on my lap and fit underneath the desk, and then I'm too far away from the card. So that's why he keeps coming, is because he's trying to get on my lap, and I'm like, nope.
Good old Quincy. Puzzle's given up, I think, trying to join in the evening. Are you going to go first, or shall I?
Thank you,
I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, hon. I got one more card to. I'm saying thank you to Hershey. She's writing the loveliest things.
Oh, Hershey, thank you.
And it's funny because what Hershey just wrote, like, I just met you, and I feel like a really strong connection to you. Like, I feel like you get me, and not many people do. So I appreciate that. Okay. I'm just cutting the deck. I'm not even shuffling it. Just cutting it. Okay. Done. So we start out with the Hierophant, Sylvia. You know, okay, just let me show you the cards, and then I'll tell you what I think. Then we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay. Then we have the 8 of Wands. And I was like, okay, I need more. So then I pulled one more card, and I got the Page of Pentacles. So this is either like, I don't think it's family, but it could be family. Maybe this is like a work situation, or like I don't know if this is the right word, but like a community situation. Like, imagine like you live in your house in your neighborhood and you're totally okay with it, and then all of a sudden like all these new people move in and somehow it doesn't seem like a good fit for you anymore. I know that's a little out there, but it is what it is. So the Hierophant is like the changing of beliefs, right? It can be like the government. It can be like a change in like traditions. So things are being questioned. How something was is not how it is, or you feel like it's being questioned. If that makes sense. We've got the Queen of Wands, so you're sort of standing in your power, which is lovely. We have the Eight of Wands, so information coming in, communications. Then we've got the Page of Pentacles, which is going after things, right? And on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Magician. So either something has occurred that has sort of made you rethink something, or I don't know if I'm right or not, but I sense that something has occurred that's made you feel slightly like off kilter or not comfortable. I pulled this. This is the card that I cut from the deck, which is Flow. And then I've got this color card, which is green. So revitalize your nervous system. And so I don't know if I'm right or not, but I wonder if has something happened that's made you sort of question, like, this was always the way that it was and it was always working, and then something has shifted or something has happened, someone said something, and now all of a sudden you're questioning what you once did. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
It makes perfect sense, because I'm looking at the cards I've pulled as well.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead.
Well, I've got for you the Hierophant, which you've already had. And you know what, you were saying exactly what there's this sense of this tradition, as you say, it's work. This was at the bottom of the deck. So the Hierophant, that tradition, that framework. I always think of the Hierophant as the word framework. It's where we all hang whatever it is that makes us up. It all hangs off that. And it's very often very difficult to break that framework as you get older. Okay. Because also something's changed. I've pulled the Moon card for you, and there's a sense here that there's something's been revealed, and that's what the Moon card is about, and it's secrets and perhaps delusions, or the light shining on an area that is illuminated that you never would normally do. I've also got the Magician for you as well, so there we go. Look how this Magician is holding up the wand and illuminating. So we're just talking about that one there. So we've got two cards at least, Kelly, the same as yours. So that's why I'm nodding my head with what you were saying there. Yeah, I'm going to say that something has come along that has revealed itself, or you're now aware of something, whereas you weren't before. And it's now giving you the power to act on it.
Yeah.
You've now got a choice over what you do with this thing that's being revealed. Okay. I like to think we will go down the Magician route of using the energies, the powers, the knowledge that comes from what's been revealed to embolden yourself, to create, to manifest, all those wonderful words that we use with the Magician. However, if we choose not to do that, Sylvia, all is not lost, because I've also got the Queen of Cups for you. And this, we've already talked about the Queen of Cups quite a lot this evening. She's appeared a few times here.
Sorry, I'm listening to you as if it's my reading, and I'm wondering if this is like, have you just gone through like a transformative, maybe like an enlightenment? Your connection to spirit has like upped itself to a higher level, and you might not be aware. So you might have been feeling like energetically off, weird, something doesn't quite fit, and it's your spiritual connection that's like amping up.
Well, particularly when we take in the fact we've got the Queen of Cups and water. Look how much water is being shown in that card there. We've got the moon. Again, it's the moon attracts water, doesn't it? And messes about with all our water systems and tides and stuff like that there. So again, that whole feeling of being off kilter. The Queen of Cups is also probably, I'm thinking somebody, whether this is yourself or perhaps somebody in your life that is about this secret, and it feels like it might be feminine family. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't quite know about that. So that's what I'm getting, and I'm really loving the way how it's linking into your reading there, Kelly. I've pulled 2 oracle cards, which I'm not sure about. You've got It Is Time.
Yeah.
Okay. It is time. So it is time to be manifesting. It's time to be using that energy. And I wonder if this is something to do with this thing that's being revealed, Sylvia. Know your labels. I'm just wondering if there's something here that's either something hasn't been addressed or labeled properly, or something's revealing itself as not being what it's not. Basically, it isn't what it says it is on the tin. That's what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
It's quite a scary black phoenixy bird thing there. So it's quite, it can be quite dark image there. I'm not going to take this any further because I don't know without actually speaking.
She says, I was going to light a candle tonight.
Oh, I hope that makes sense. And Kelly, it's really interesting how we're both picking up on that vibe, and we've got so many similar cards there. I hope that is useful, Sylvia. Yeah, I was going to light a candle tonight. Yeah. Don't work. Yeah. Yes, uncomfortable. There we go. I'll check them out. Okay, Hershey says, yes, Kelly, I definitely get you. You have similar paths with our journeys, so we recognize each other. And you led me here to Richie. So a double bonus. Thank you. Thank you. Sylvia says, I watch my back. Yes, thank you. Pia, I have to head out, but thank you so much. And I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I think we're done. So I'm going to say to you, Kelly, what have you got coming up this week?
Actually, I'm taking a big giant step back from doing so many lives. So I am on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Fire Pit. I'm back on Monday with Deb H. Purple Elephant. We're doing a chat about communication. You know, is it a lost art? And that's all I've got planned so far.
I am going to be taking a little break because I've got a week's holiday and I'm going away next Friday. I'm going to try and put a video out to come out next Friday, so you guys all don't forget what I look like. But if I don't get around to doing that, you can just watch one of my other videos and that will just something from the past. But we've got lots of exciting things. It's coming up to the summer solstice. We've got a lot of other lives and readings coming up. We've got Longstash. We have got Gerald and my friend Zand, who was on the channel last week. We're going to be doing some more live readings as well, so free readings. We're going to be lots of free readings as we go into the solstice. So that's exciting. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Any big plans for the holiday? We're just going to Cambridge for a few days. I've never been to Cambridge before. It's a big university town, and we're just going to go and relax. And we've got a wedding and lots of things to go to and that kind of thing. So that's the thing. So, but thank you to everyone that's asked questions. Thank you to everyone that's allowed us to do readings. I hope that is useful to us all. You're very welcome, everyone. Red Wing, thank you. It's been great love to you, everyone. Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it and getting some rest there. So, Kelly, my darling, it has been wonderful speaking to you, catching up. We need to do this more often.
We do. I love hanging out with you. I love reading with you. I just think you're wonderful. So thank you so much for having me.
You're wonderful. And let's just say that a bit more.
It's like a group hug.
Hug everyone in chat. Just hug them all. Exactly. Well, we never say that enough to ourselves, do we?
No, we don't. Hi, Twisted Sushi.
Hi, Twisted Sushi. Oh, Twisted. Twisted Sushi.
You know, with it, when you pick the right handle for YouTube, you could really be entertained on how many people try to say your name and get it wrong. That would be fun. And
Yeah.
Twisted Sushi last night, I think it was yesterday, popped into my chat, and I was like, I love the name. I love the name. Love it. Listen, Dozen Cats. Do you know how many people can't say they don't get it? They're like DZN, whatever.
DZN.
Like it's like dozen. It's a short form for dozen. I didn't think it was that complicated. I wasn't intentionally trying to mess people up, but I mean, yeah. I don't know.
I love you. I love you. Kelly, my darling, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Blessings.
Really, really soon.
Mwah.